often have you seen that pain is directly associated with some kind of mental emotional trauma situation, childhood adverse event versus, I fell down and broke my leg and I have pain because of that?
What's really interesting is when we get into past life therapy, that's what really convinced me that it can be what I call unfinished business from previous life. My first major past life therapy experience with a woman who had been shot through the abdomen and spine and was paralyzed but had severe pain. And I did a past life therapy session on her, and she gave a perfect history of being Anne Boleyn, right up to the rolling of her head when the guillotine fell. She didn't remember a thing she had said. She was in a deep trance. So I played it back to her. She still didn't know what I said. I said, Lily, you just told me you think your husband shot you. She said, when I woke up after surgery, I was told that I shot myself accidentally. The last thing I remember, we were having an argument. And that memory of that she gave led to her divorcing her husband, free of pain. She got free of pain as soon as she recognized what was happening and worked as a social worker in a pain clinic for the rest of her life.
Wow, that's incredible.
So, and I've seen many, in other words, if we die in a painful experience and don't get over it somehow between that and our current life, it can follow us forever. And so one of my favorite tools in a person who is having difficult to get through to is what I call a past life therapy session. But we have lots and lots of tools. We have, of course, still spinal cord stimulation and TENS. TENS is still an excellent tool for controlling many pains. And you don't have to put it just where the pain is. You can actually use acupuncture points sometimes to control pain. For instance, there are 2 points on the ankle, on both ankles, on the inside and outside behind the Achilles tendon, bladder 60 and kidney 3. Stimulating those 4 points with a TENS unit can actually help pain in the whole body.
So a TENS unit, for example, is basically little waves of electricity going into the body. Is that right?
Exactly. And of course, in the last 5 years, we've also worked with what we call gamma, PEMF, pulse electromagnetic frequency. In my opinion, it is the greatest use of electricity we've had so far. It absolutely cures narcotic addiction and anxiety. It is better than all the drugs and psychiatrists in the world at treating depression and anxiety.
So can you talk a little bit more about that? I know you've actually, are kind of a pioneer in a certain type of PEMF. And so for people who don't know, PEMF is, pulse electromagnetic frequency, right? It is, we think of EMF as these, radiation signals that come off our cell phones and our computers and our Wi-Fi and internet as bad things, right? So we try to reduce our EMF exposure, but PEMF is a whole other world. I've done a number of programs on that with other doctors and experts, and the PEMF research and science is incredible when it comes to cancer and pain and parasites and all kinds of things going on in the body, right? But can you talk about, you have so much experience in this field, talk about PEMF. Why is it different? How does it help? How does it help with pain, with cancer, with anxiety, the things you're talking about?
In a healthy body, every cell at rest has a minus 70 millivolt charge on it. When it gets out of balance, it might be minus 50 or minus 60. And that's when things go crazy. What our particular PEMF does is reestablish the minus 70 millivolt charge on every cell in your body. But the frequencies we use put the brain into gamma. Now, gamma frequency was first discovered in Buddhist monks who meditate 8 hours a day. With our gamma PEMF device, we can put you there in 30 minutes. And gamma is being at peace. Who cares? Detached from concern. And so that's how it works so well for opioid or narcotic addiction and anxiety. The last thing in the world people can do when they are anxious or having a lot of problems is quiet down to the 40 cycle per second of gamma frequency, but the gamma PEMF device puts you there. And so it is excellent for that kind of thing. And it is also good for local pain that hasn't been controlled by TENS or something else.